Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Yay, Stephanie's here. I'll give it the 10 seconds to make sure people can see us. Hi, Stephanie. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yeah, boy. Jenny and I are just here off work, so we're like, what's going on outside of the world of work? Hi, Penny.
We need this to come down. Our day's over. Now we can relax.
You are witnessing the decompression. What's everybody reading tonight? How about you, Jenny? What are you reading tonight?
I have two options. I am buddy reading the Atlas 6 with Svea, who used to have a channel, but she has abandoned BookTube until she finishes her degree. Good for her. She has a lot of discipline, but we are free to read however much we like this week. So I would like to get ahead because I was behind.
Ooh, excellent. You buddy read a lot with Svea.
Yes, we like the same types of books nearly always. So she's a good one to buddy read with.
It's so nice when you find your TBR twins. It's like, hello, welcome. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Yay! So, I'm curious what you're thinking of, Clarissa. Penny.
Is Clarissa the really long one?
I think it is really long. Yeah.
Wow.
Penny is good at DNFing when she feels like she needs to. So if she's still continuing with Clarissa, she must not be hating it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. Stephanie,
oh my gosh.
Wow. That's intense. Isn't the live show for demons like 2 seconds from now? Like really soon? I have faith in you though.
Two beasts.
Hi, Faye.
Hey, Faye.
Oh, fun. That's pretty late. No. It's still about Anne, so it can't be that late in the series. I know it switches to her family later in the series. I can't tell them all apart because I just listened to them all in one go a couple years ago. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Oh, that is fun.
Ooh. That is fun.
I remember Kate Howe did that with I think it might have been Vanity Fair that it downloaded a certain amount of the book each day that you read, because that wasn't epistolary, but that sounds like a lot of fun to read, like the letters by the date.
I've heard there's some app that people use that will just send you what you need to read that day. Like it'll break it down for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard that people read like War and Peace that way. I've heard people talk about. Where were we here? Hi, Rainy.
Hi, Rainy.
Yes, excellent. Really? Wow.
I knew it was long. I didn't know it was the longest.
That means it's longer than Moby Dick. Wow.
Moby Dick is deceptive. I think it feels really long.
Is it not that long?
I think it's only around 500 pages.
Okay.
Only. Depending on what you think is long.
It's my usual pattern. It is. At least you remember everything for the live shows that way. That's a good one. I really was not sure I would like that one, but I ended up just falling in love with her. What was her name? The woman C.S. Lewis married? Joy. I just love her. She's great. And her son. Hi, Garrett. For anybody who is just joining, we'd love to hear what you're reading tonight. Hi, Matt. What are you reading? Matt's always got something interesting going on.
Matt probably is also reading something very dense and very long.
Probably. That is so cool. I'm going to need to check that out. Just for the introductions, it would be worth it.
Mm-hmm. My
So
gosh.
3 times as long as Moby Dick.
Wow.
Okay. See, I see that and I think nothing needs to be that long. I'm never reading that.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Ooh, is this for March Mystery Madness? You know, that's a really good choice for sprints. Is something kind of pacey and fun.
Yeah. Something that you think you'll probably finish is always a good idea for a sprint, I
Yes,
think.
I agree. So, how different is the published version from the self-published version of Atlas
It,
6?
it's very different.
Really?
Like, I think the first couple of chapters, and like, there's a prologue that I think wasn't there. I think she has gone in because now she knows she's traditionally published like how many books there will be. And I think she went back in and set up like character moments to be paid off. So
Ooh.
it's very interesting, but it's kind of like it's a dark academia, but it feels more scientific than like typical dark academia is like we like to read the classics and we like to translate Greek and Latin. And this is like the physics of magic,
Ooh.
which is very interesting, but can be very dense to read. I would be curious about your thoughts on it, Christy.
I am very interested. I tend to like the more sciencey kinds of fantasy and like science fiction. It's kind of weird, but because I don't even necessarily follow everything, but I just generally like the way science fiction has like an idea behind everything. I just find that always so gripping, and I'm able to read it very quickly a lot of times because I'm so interested in the idea. But it's not like, Dostoevsky, where I'm interested in the ideas and it takes me a while to read.
Yeah.
Let's see, where did we leave off? And then we'll get to our first sprint. Yes, okay, so it's from March Mystery Madness. Exciting. Faye, your French has obviously improved. I remember when you were like, I think I need a tutor, I'm struggling, and now you're reading Madame Bovary.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's a big achievement.
That is. You put a lot of work into it, clearly. That is smart. Yes. Oh, yay. Yep. That's a new favorite. I'm excited to see everybody name drop it. I've heard that everybody name drops it, and I just never noticed before. Yeah. Good
You
choice.
do. You do. That's
Yes.
the best one in the series
It
to
is.
me.
No, I agree. I think it is too. I really loved the third one, but a lot of my friends were like, oh, the ending, it's so dumb.
I
Like,
liked the third one too. I cried. That's like one of the
I
few
know.
times I've genuinely like not just gotten choked up, like had to get a tissue, wipe my eyes. Like I was actually crying. I was very, very attached to those characters.
Same. It was so good.
I
I
need to
really
reread
thought
that.
what was that?
I need to reread those. We should reread those together, Christy, and then read the new series.
Yes, let's do it. That would be amazing because I never actually finished the new series.
Neither. I don't think I liked it.
I didn't really either. The first one, anyway.
Yeah.
But I hear it gets better? I don't know. Nice. And a classic. Intimidating to Matt? That must be really intimidating. Yeah. I've heard it's so beautiful in French. Fighting! My dad used to do, for all my birthday parties, he would go to like various beverage shops and get different kinds of root beer and set them up in shot glasses for everybody at my party to try the different kinds of root beer.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. So I have a soft spot for root beer. I don't really drink soda, but I love root beer. Oh, River Spirit. Wow. I've never even heard of that.
No, me either.
But that's typical. Tony always has books like that. Yeah.
Me too, Matt.
Yeah. Stephanie.
That's wild, Stephanie, because I thought you would have loved it.
Same. Wow. There's been very few books that I really loved that Stephanie didn't love, so I'm really shocked by that too. All right. Shall we get sprinting?
Well, what are you reading? Did you say?
Whoa, good question. Uh, um, I am still. I finished 2 books already today on audiobook.
Wow,
So
good for
I'm
you.
getting. I know it's been a good day. That tends to happen for me though. I'll be reading like 8 things at once, like very slowly, and then when I get to the last 20%, I'm just like race through the ending. I think things just get easier at the end for me. I don't know. So I'm going to be working, I think, on While Time Remains by Yeonmi Park because it is such a fast read for me. Not really fast. I mean, I've been working on it for over a week, I think. But fast for me. So that's probably what I'll work on. And I may switch to something else later. We'll see. All right. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Don't worry. Or it might be not the right time. Okay. So shall we do our normal half an hour type sprint?
I say let's do it.
Okay. All right. So we'll come back. So it's 43, 53, 03, 13. Okay. We'll
This
come back
really
at 13.
puts our math skills to work every time.
I'm like, oh, I don't have enough fingers, darn. Okay. Should we make this like a running banner? Yeah, let's make it scroll. Let's be fancy.
Oh, that is fancy.
I saw someone doing that. I forget who. I was like, I'm going to do that. That's so fun. All right. Fighting. Oh. Welcome. Good luck. We're just starting our first reading sprint. All right. Fighting.
Good luck.
Good luck. Welcome back. How did you do?
I did good. I think I read 2 chapters.
Nice.
How did you do?
I did pretty good. I don't know how much I read, but I put in a whole bunch of tabs. And I had to go grab my part of my dinner. So I did that too and ate it. Okay. I don't know where my bookmark went. I guess I'll just get more tabs. So is Atlas 6 reading like kind of like quickly for you, or is it like more of a slow moving thing?
I think it feels kind of slow to be a modern book. I feel like I'm taking it really slow, but I'm enjoying it because it's very much like a character study. There are 6 characters, but I feel like they've each gotten a lot of time and they're not all likable. So that's kind of interesting that she's chosen to focus on so many unlikable people.
Interesting. That is fascinating. I found that a lot of times, mostly the only unlikable characters in modern books are like people who get killed off in murder mysteries.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting that like main characters are unlikable.
Yes, some of them are like annoying, but a couple of them are just truly like you get the sense bad people and like are they're not going to improve. So I like that. But one guy is like the son of a mafia dude and he's trying to escape being in the gang, like in a magical gang. And he's interesting. And there are 2 characters who are kind of like a Malfoy and Hermione
Okay.
type vibe.
Feuding.
And potential romance for
Oh,
them, which is interesting.
that is fascinating.
It's hard to have so many characters and then you feel like they all get the same amount of attention and development.
Yeah. I guess that explains why it's so long.
Yes.
Do you find yourself like really enjoying certain perspectives over others?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. Though I think what's nice is like events move and they move really like along the timeline. You're just getting a different person's perspective. You don't have to reread the same thing
Oh, nice.
6 different times, which I appreciate.
Yes.
But it's nice that it keeps the plot moving, but I think it's mostly just about the characters and not really the
Not
plot.
really.
So that's a good vibe.
I feel like with self-published books, I feel like it's almost like with fan fiction where it's so focused on character. You know, there are some very pacey plot-based self-published books, so that's totally a stereotype. But it seems like a lot of times they're writing because they know that their fan base really just loves these characters. But now that it's traditionally published, yeah, there's got to be a good plot.
Yes, and I think this reads like fan fiction. Like in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, yeah. Can be very absorbing because you actually really care about the people. Exciting. All right. I think
Do you take notes separately, Christy, or do you just tab?
it depends on if I own. Well, so if I, it really depends on the book, I guess. I would just have to say it depends because if I own a book, I will, especially if it's like a nonfiction book, I will usually be talking to the author in the margins. And then if it's a library book, a nonfiction library book, then I'll be taking notes separately. But actually, in this case, it's not the type of nonfiction book that I feel like it's going to be dense enough that I need to like summarize everything and come back to it, to get the whole picture of it. This is more of uh like her first book was a memoir, so I didn't take any notes on that. I just really marked up what I wanted to think about. And then I didn't end up reviewing it because like it's a memoir,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's really easy to follow. You just are in her head and experiencing what she experiences versus like a book of history.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it just really depends. On this book, I'm not taking notes separately right now. But yeah,
That you have tabbed.
I have tabbed a lot. So I might end up taking, I might, when I go back through the tabs, sometimes I will take notes, especially if I'm going to be doing a review of it. That's a lot of times when I'll take my notes, is after the fact. Because most of the books that I read are audiobooks or are library books. So
Mhm.
I can't like write in them. Like the Korean book. That one I actually own, and that's why it's taking me so long to read because I'm summarizing everything. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer. I was thinking this too. They
Oh,
match
thank
your
you.
shirt. So, what is your shirt?
My shirt is from Outer Banks on Netflix, but it's a
Ah,
very typical like North Carolina beach shirt, but it says Hogue Life, which is what they talk about on the show, being like surf language. And he
uh,
has a van on the show that he drives around in. But this is like very typical like beach shirt that you get at the actual Outer Banks. So I think it's cute that the show does their merch
yeah,
exactly like life here is here in North Carolina.
that is good sales tactics. So, where do you get? Did you like order fake nails online?
No, these are my real nails. They're actually really short because I
Ah,
broke one before I went back the last time. But I just went for with this color. I have gotten more compliments on this color nail than I have in my entire life. So it's definitely the color to keep. It's very Carolina blue, which is
yes.
like one of our sports teams here. They're playing tonight.
Oh,
Here in North Carolina, people are intense about their sports, but that's kind of the color. It does match, but yours matches too. You've got like white on white.
oh, that's true. Actually, yeah, they do.
Hmm.
Hmm, okay. What was this in reference to? The
What,
bee.
Clarissa?
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Let's start. Should we start back at the beginning? My goodness. Oh, yes. Okay, this is what I was. Hello, Kate. Welcome. And the fancy pinky sound. Oh, I just realized our banner is still going. Okay, I think that's what that was referencing. Okay. Yes. Inquiring minds want to know. I hear the end is really intense. Tiffany said the end was very gripping. Oh, hello there. Maybe that's who Matt was talking to. I don't know.
Maybe so.
Welcome. All right. Yay! Stephanie's loving Middlemarch. Oh, yeah. My librarian friends have been talking about that one.
I have that, but I've heard such mixed things about it.
Yeah.
I haven't picked it up because I've heard such mixed things about it. Like I pre-ordered it. I was like, "Oh, this sounds so good." And then everyone was like, "No. This isn't this isn't good." So I think it's one that's really divided people.
Well, sometimes that means you end up loving it.
That's true.
I've heard the ending is what ruined it for at least my friends at work.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Good job, Penny. Wow. Good job, 70. You guys are killing it. Okay, 5 pages in a foreign language to you, to a second or third or whatever this language is to you. That's really good.
Yeah.
Ooh, exciting. Same. Yes, okay. Here's the comment.
I feel that, Kate, every day.
I don't know how you East Coasters deal with this. Everything is so late for you guys. I feel like everything is like perfectly timed, like dinner time for us here, and it's so late for you guys.
But that can be frustrating for you because then when do you eat?
Yeah, it can be, but I'd rather eat early or late than sleep late. Oh, interesting.
I've been there.
Jenny has a whole vlog on this.
Yes, I had a lot of thoughts about Prince Harry. Bless his heart.
So, how is that sitting for you now? With some distance.
I feel way more positively about it now that it's over. And I really respect him because I think he was honest, but he like was not he was dealing with his trauma like writing it down, and I was like, this is should be between you and your therapist. The whole world does not need to know the stuff
Ooh.
about you.
And now we all do.
Now we all know.
Okay. Very cool. Like, sprints are really the place to learn about new books.
Everyone's always reading something totally different.
Yes. It's so interesting. I hope your laptop has figured itself out now. 7 pages is still good. I probably only read like 7 or 10 pages, something like that. That's like my norm for sprints. I'm just always like that slow. Everybody's like 30 pages, and I'm like, I'm not even bothering
No.
to talk about it. I have my own pace. Yeah, treat
Yes.
yourself.
Self-care, Rainy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I can try to do it, but why not let someone else do it for me? Someone who can see. Yeah, it's true, Kate. So you're at Duke, then tensions are high. They're playing in my hometown. I think it's Carolina and State. We all three of these schools, if you're not from North Carolina and you're not into basketball, they're all like within 30 minutes of each other, and they have this massive rivalry in basketball.
Ooh.
And it says a lot about you, like what you wear this week. And like, I don't care. I didn't go to any of these schools, so I don't care. And I don't even know what the game of basketball is about. But this is some people's like, this is their Super Bowl. This is the end all be all. Like, they're camping out. They brought like their trailers. They're out there grilling, getting ready for the games. Like, it's intense.
Wow. That's like fair time in our community because we have so many farms here. Everybody brings their animals and camps out at the fairgrounds. And
I would prefer that. Now that would be fun. That would be really fun to have a fair.
it is fun. I think it's really good for like the kids just live it up because I mean living at the fair for a weekend, how fun is that, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kevin had a blast doing 4-H when he was a kid. And made like so much money doing it too. Like, wow. All right. Abigail. I don't know Abigail, but sounds like maybe Matt does. Yeah, that's what I was struggling with it on my first read through, but I was like, I'm gonna love this on the second read. Exciting. Hello, Jonathan. Sorry, so greet you so late.
The chat is very active.
It is very active. I'm so behind. Oh, I'm so behind. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll try and speed it up. Although, what book is Penny talking about? Do you know?
Was it the Cartographers? I think it was
Oh,
the
yes.
controversial one.
You're so good at keeping track of all these threads.
I'm telling you. And yet stuff I cannot remember what I ate yesterday, but
Relatable. It's what if you're going from like thing to thing to thing and you're not having enough time to really take everything in, that's what happens. And you're just really busy. Yes, this is a good strategy. That's true. But like, do you always I don't know. I just feel like I would have to be like on a later circadian rhythm if I was on the East Coast. That is perfect. That's what I would be on the East Coast. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Tired every day. I feel that. Or go to bed early. Sometimes I'm like, it's 8:30. It's time to go get cozy.
Bedtime. Ah, hey, perfect.
That's true, Rainy.
Yeah, you can like settle down with a book after you've gotten everything done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry,
no,
Kate.
The fatigue is real.
Yes. I'm guessing Stephanie is tired too.
I did, and he came through for me.
Even a little too much.
Even a little too much. Like he literally, like he talks about like what he looks like naked and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, Harry, honey, we don't need to know that about you. But then he gave some dirt on everybody else. I said, thank you, Harry. That's what I wanted. I was here for the drama. And I knew you would tell it. And then, but bless his heart, now he's like, well, people are so upset with me. Yes, they are.
Yeah. When you do a tell-all, that's
you
what
expose
happens.
your family as racist.
That will do it. Okay. I'm lost again. I'm sorry. That probably means I need to catch up. Okay, let's speed on through. Yes, for so many things. Like food making. If you really hate cooking and you don't cook well, you can just get takeout. You don't have to cook. Like that's what K-pop idols do all the time. And they just get takeout for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
Because they don't have time to cook.
And is that not the truth? In my university where I work, they pretend they're in it. And I was like, y'all, we don't. we're not even in the ring. So who cares what you do?
It's not a sport-centric university.
No, it's
Is it March Madness now? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't heard about it from Kevin because he normally likes watching it.
Oh, Kevin should come over here. It'll be an
He doesn't normally
experience.
care, but March Madness he likes. He's really more of a college football guy.
I guess that's more Texas. So I guess we have football here. It's just not as talked about as basketball.
Mm. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the teams that he is a USC fan. So most of his like opponent teams are like UCLA or like the whole South.
Yeah. I started to say Texas. They're
Yeah,
big in
Texas,
college football.
Alabama. Yep. Penny's team. Okay. Nice. That sounds like where I live. Ooh. That sounds cool.
That sounds fun.
Who's it by? Good for you, Kate. Reading in bed. Good job, Kelly.
Wow, Kelly. Is that not the truth?
Poor Tony's probably swimming in it.
I know, and every English person I know is like, I'm at my wit's end and I cannot hear about this man anymore. And I respect it. I mean, because it really is more an English thing, and the rest of us are just watching it as entertainment. But I mean, I can't imagine watching it happen in your like just watching this fall apart like this. It would be wild.
Really rough. Ah, gotcha. That yes,
That makes sense.
Oh boy. Oh, okay. Maybe it's the NAAC. Not the NAAC. NCAA. That must be what Kevin likes.
Yes, feels like a month-long ordeal here.
Kevin lives in the wrong state. Nobody seems to care. Actually, that's not true. He'll get like salutes from people when we go to stores and stuff because he'll wear USC stuff. And they'll just be like, "Fight on!" And he's like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
It's like, but my friend Michael was always like, "You guys are in a cult with all the finger hearts." So,
right. I saw that about like baseball cards. I was like, okay, y'all that are collecting baseball cards, please don't speak to me about my K-pop photo cards.
Exactly. Or like Pokemon cards. I mean, come on. We all have our cults.
Yes. I mean, I went to Chick-fil-A last night and there were all these people in NC State gear. And I was like, oh, I guess they lost.
Oh.
Because, like, why would you go to Chick-fil-A? Like, if your team won, I figure you'd go to, like, a nice restaurant.
Yes.
So I'm guessing they lost, but maybe they won because I think they play again today. But, I mean, and people are just like, yeah, man, so-and-so, like, you know the people's names who's playing. If somebody said something to me, I'm like in fear. I know Michael Jordan played for Carolina like 30 years ago. That's all I know.
I know it. I didn't even know that. Thanks for educating me.
There you go. It's the truth, Kate.
Okay.
You got to gear up, and then everyone has to gear down after their team loses, and they accept that their enemy won the whole thing. And then worse, it could be somebody not from North Carolina. So everyone can be mad.
Boy, sounds like Twitter. It's it's called Nightmare and Other Dangers. Ooh.
That's interesting.
And look at you catching up on your arcs. Actually, you might be caught up. I don't know. I've got like 5 that I still need to read.
I know. Yeah.
Wow. That's intense.
Isn't that the truth, Penny? It's the same way up here.
Ooh.
True, Tony. At least we're not in danger of that. I don't think anybody's head's going to get that. No one's head is going to roll. But I do feel like he's changed. Like I feel like Prince Harry is at least being honest. It's more like, I guess it's more like a Wallace and Edward situation.
Ah.
And I think that's interesting. But
Mm.
he's causing some drama.
This is so interesting because I literally don't know anything about the royal family.
Well,
Like, I've seen the king's speech. That's about it.
it's a whole long, I feel like you need a lot of background to get into Harry's stuff.
I think probably so. Well, you read historical fiction for so long. I think you're like just aware of a lot of the currents that I'm just like blissfully ignorant of.
You could read Wikipedia and get caught up.
or or Prince Harry's new book and get caught up. Oh, goodness. I probably should at some point.
Welcome, Kate.
Yes. You'll soon be I have a feeling that Kate, if you become a K-pop listener, you're gonna be like universally biased like Jenny and I.
It's a black hole.
Mm-hmm. They're all good. Oh, that's too bad. I don't even know about that. Okay. Ah, it's football in Pittsburgh. Whoa.
I thought that was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I hate that for people who are really invested in this man, because he like coached them for years and years and years. But I was like, wow. I mean, I kind of wish I was a sports person, because I think people get really, really involved in it in
Yeah.
in a positive way, like in a way just to like bond with people. But I do not. I do not get it.
Yeah. It's just like a fandom you can have fun with, just like most fandoms. I mean, part of why I really enjoy K-pop is like the fandom is so fun, the fandom element.
It's true.
We haven't even talked that much about K-pop on this stream. We are
I'm
doing
proud
good.
of us. Yeah.
Yes. No joke, Tony. Somebody talked about a football movie that was like set in Britain, and I literally was like, football in Britain, and I finally realized they were talking it for soccer for me, but I was picturing football in Britain. I was like, when have they had that?
And I always wonder, why do we even specify it as American football? It's not even remotely the same game.
No.
Soccer, like worldwide
That's a
football,
football.
easy to watch, easy
Yeah.
to, you can pick up on it. You know what's supposed to happen. American football, I still watch it and I'm like, what are they doing? Why did they get a point for that? And I think I've got it.
I know. It's so wild because of all the different strategies people have. I used to play football growing up and it was really fun, but every college does it so differently, and every other team does too. Depends on it's like a whole system that they have built up. It's pretty complex. I've finally gotten Kevin to start explaining it to me because I was like, all right, we're 11 years into this marriage. I should really get to know your favorite hobby. He's starting to get into reading, so I owe it to him.
I think everyone was, because it was just kind of like the end of your career, decades long career.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
To lose to your big rival.
That is sad. Yes. You have to like vox me all about it.
Please tell us.
Your thoughts. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even
He's
know
the
about
reason
any
you're
of
so
this.
good. Mm-hmm.
You guys are educating me. That's what I always was like, yeah, why is this called football again?
Yeah.
What about like we usually use our hands? Like what if we call it handball? Call it tackle ball. I don't know. Let's see. Interesting. A big interest in the Vikings. Woo! Trumpeting my ignorance.
I love that
On
trumpeting.
everything.
I'm gonna start saying that.
Football, royal family. What's next?
Please don't talk about physics because we don't know anything about that either.
That's so true. Oh dear. Okay, that I actually didn't know. Kevin's talking
That's,
about.
that's interesting.
Yeah. I didn't know they were talking about a franchise though. That would be wild. Yes, please do. Yay. Oh yeah, we should get to sprinting soon. Sorry it's
Yes.
taking so long. Oh, I promise we'll read. Ooh, that sounds really tough.
It does.
What happened? I missed. Do you know what she's referring to?
She was not trumpeting your ignorance.
Oh.
I'm
No, I mean
literally
I was.
I am literally writing that. I mean, that's the funniest thing that I've heard all week.
Uh, uh, yes, it's fun. We usually get like a pizza and drink some root beer. Watch the game. Aww. Is this? Oh, I was gonna say, is this better than? Uh, now I can't even. The rainbow one, but that was a Mad Libs stream. That's different. Ah, okay, that makes sense. This is what I was trying to remember, Stephanie. We did a Mad Lib stream with Alan once and got pretty wild. That was one of the phrases that came out of a Mad Lib. I was trying to be like, I'm gonna pick a Hufflepuff word, rainbow, and then it ended up being an insult. Up your rainbow. Interesting. Wow. We have learned a lot tonight, Jenny.
Yes, we have.
And now it's time to learn some more. Okay.
What we're comfortable with reading.
Yes. Should we do another half an hour sprint?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's go for it. 47. Oh my gosh. It'll be it's almost exactly an hour since our last one started. So this will be 17. All right, fighting, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. Were you taking notes?
I switched to reading Horace, the complete odes and epos. And so I had to take notes on the poetry.
Exciting. Is that a new book for you or a reread?
It's a reread, but it's been so long I don't even remember. But
Horace.
it's really good. I think he's really funny. One of these poems was literally he ate too much garlic, and he was like, "I would wish that on my enemy. If you hate someone, please serve them garlic." Like he ate too much garlic and he had indigestion. He thought it was the end.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I can imagine. Garlic is intense. Garlic and ginger. Oh, Kate, I'm sorry. They did not split up, but they are on hiatus as a group because several of the members, two of the members are in the military and more are going into the military, which is something that every male in Korea has to do. So this happens to every K-pop group. And then eventually they reunite for some group activities, but in the meantime they're doing solo activities. But there are lots of great songs that they've already put out that you can enjoy. Yes, tea time. Smart. Smart. Builder's tea. Do you know what that is?
No.
I don't either. What is builder's tea, Tony? Yay, Stephanie. You're doing pretty well. Like, you can probably finish, like, tomorrow. Ooh.
That's interesting.
That sounds really good. Grievances. I almost fell asleep.
That's a vibe, Faye.
Yes. I will most definitely be checking out that video. I saw that she tagged
Ooh.
me. Yay! Go Rainy!
So rainy.
Ooh, yes.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna do a Horace video.
That would
When
be
I
amazing.
when I finish my reread of him. He's so funny. I mean, sometimes he's really deep and like very like he's saying things that need to be said, but sometimes he eats too much garlic. He's so mad. He writes a poem about it that we still have 2,000 years later. That would be me. Like talk about something you ate one time that you hated, and then that's what somebody knows about you for all time.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to
He,
check that
he's
out.
he's an interesting character. Like his father was a freedman, so was born a slave but was freed. And he somehow managed to go to like the great university in Athens and learn all this stuff. And then he met Brutus, who famously killed Caesar. And Brutus was like, "Hey man, you want to be in my army?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I do." And they made him like the head of a legion at 23. And then he
Wow.
swapped sides when Brutus and them killed Caesar. And he went over
Oh
to Augustus.
my
And so
goodness.
he writes a lot of poetry about him, about going through all that and how he turns on Brutus and Cassius and
Wow.
interesting stuff.
all the political drama
Yeah.
of different ages that makes up your reading.
Always, if it's drama where Caesar was involved, there was always drama.
That sounds really interesting. Oops. Yes, I agree with this. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, I was thinking, why haven't I read Horace? I have a degree in literature, and I haven't even read. I've read none.
You
Not
probably
in.
have. You may have, and you just don't know it.
Oh, maybe so. And I just didn't connect it with anybody in my head. Maybe I've read portions. Yay, Rainy. Okay. Builder's tea is a strong bog standard British tea. What people call breakfast tea.
Okay, then that's what I take, Tony, and I'm gonna
Ooh.
start calling it builder's tea. I leave my tea bag in so long. Like people at work get like concerned and they're like, "You're scalding the tea," and I'm like, "It's not strong enough." Because like apparently here in the States, we're too weak for like the standard of tea that the rest of the world likes. And so like
Yeah.
people will say you need to use 2 tea bags if you want like a true British breakfast tea, or you want a true Thai tea, like you should use 2 tea bags.
Really? Interesting. That is fascinating. I do, whenever I was drinking tea, I would tend to just keep the tea bag in and microwave it over and over again. So it was always hot and it would get very strong. And that's how I liked it. But I noticed at like tea parties and things, they would give you like spoons so you could take it out after 3 minutes or whatever.
Mhm.
Interesting. I hear that Brits feel like tea bags ruined tea because it's not like loose leaf tea, I guess. I thought that was really interesting because it's definitely true that when I buy loose leaf tea, it's a lot more flavorful
It's
than like
true.
tea bags. It was because of TV that they started doing the tea bag. I don't even remember where I heard this, but it was because of TV that they started using tea bags because it
Real.
was faster. You could do it during commercial break.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. And I always wonder, I'm like, since I've been, I was like, did tea taste better there? Because I was like on vacation and I was like, oh, I'm in England. I'm in my happy place. Or is it really better? And apparently it's really better.
Ugh, jealous.
Mhm. That's
That's
true, Tony. Because I have an electric kettle, which was literally the greatest gift that anybody ever gave me. My mom gave me an electric kettle, and I had been, and this is going to upset British people. I microwaved water when I made tea. Do you do that, Christy? I feel like we all here in America like microwave tea.
I actually used to use the kettle, but then I would microwave it like 10 times before I finished it because I like it really hot.
Yes. Hmm.
So I would basically be drinking microwaved tea, yeah. And that's how my mother-in-law does it too. Tap water straight in the microwave.
Yes.
Interesting. Ooh, yes, spearmint is delicious. Although it's dangerous. There's this Bigelow spearmint tea that I didn't realize was a black tea base. And so for the longest time, I was like, why can't I sleep at night? And I figured out it was because it was a black tea that I was drinking.
I need to get that because I need it for the caffeine.
It's so good.
Hmm.
And then Bigelow also has like a vanilla black tea that's like, it's like a French vanilla black tea.
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
my favorite tea. It's so good. Useful. Yes, I've heard that's how you should. The one time though that we went and got like loose leaf tea, it was so expensive. I've never done it again.
Yeah, it's true.
Of course, I can't really drink hot things now. It just bothers my stomach too much, so I don't even drink tea anymore. I barely eat soup, honestly. It bothers my stomach. That would not surprise me.
Well, if it can be made easier, cheaper, and worse, we'll do it.
So true.
I feel like that was just like the motto in the 20th century here in the States.
Yeah. I remember reading, I forget again where. Oh, it was in uh, it was in a biography that I don't know, the Bookish Princess had us reading for our book club. It's like zebra striped. I don't actually remember the name of the person it was a biography for. But her husband was on a sailing cruise with Jack London, and Jack London got like super sick on this cruise because they were living on canned food.
mm,
And it was so bad for him that he like came down with the disease because of that they didn't even really know how to identify, but basically he just had to be in a hospital and eat like real home cooked food for a long time to try and recover from it. I was like, so that canned food is like, it's like McDonald's. It's like the same thing. It's like terrible for you, apparently. I thought that was fascinating. I wish I could remember who that was now, but the biography. Ah, well, good for you. DNF.
yes, DNF.
Keurigs are so useful.
I've used a Keurig for hot water too. That never made it hot enough to me. Like my electric kettle, I could let that tea sit for 20, 30 minutes. It's still hot. Like it's
Wow.
unbelievable to me.
It supercharges the water.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder. Maybe so.
Could have been.
I guess, I mean, and it probably depends on what kind of canned food they were living on. Osa Johnson, thank you. That is right, Rainy. That's exactly right. Did you read that with us? Or did you just know the zebra stripes? Okay. I know I missed some comments, so I'm going back. Microwaving water for tea is wrong.
It is. And I recognize that now. Now that I've had it other ways. And I don't really know what we have in the place of a kettle, if it's just like, I guess people have a coffee maker more standardly than a kettle.
Yeah.
But I remember I've been at hotels, and I remember one time last year I was at a hotel, and it was here in the States, and there was a British guy, and he was really upset, and he told me, he was like, can you believe they don't have an electric kettle in the room? And that's not the first time I've heard that at a hotel. And I thought, what, has a coffee maker?
Yeah.
I don't use that either because I'm not really a coffee
Yeah.
person. But then I thought, well, tea, that's why I love Britain. That's why I love England. Like, that's the first thing somebody's going to ask you when they see you. Do you need a cup of tea? The answer is yes. So I respect. And once you've had the electric kettle, like, lightning strike. Why have
Is it like
any?
a lot faster or something? Like, why does
Yeah,
everybody?
it'll
It's faster.
boil. Yeah, it'll boil in like 2 minutes. I make ramen with it.
Oh wow,
It's really nice.
interesting. I didn't know you ate ramen.
Yes, I like ramen occasionally. I have to dress it up.
Yeah.
I don't like the sauce packets most of the time.
Mm. Well, I'll have to invest in one. Although neither Kevin or I drink coffee or tea, So I don't know if it would be worth it. Maybe just for soup. I don't know. Okay. Bog standard means average, just in case I'm over Britishing it. I did wonder. Everybody's looking forward to your Horace video.
Oh, good. I hope it's good. He's
Yeah.
interesting, so.
So how do you know like about Horace? Just from that volume, or did you study him?
I feel like I might have read him in Latin class, one or two things, but he's one of Dante's favorites.
Oh, okay.
Dante meets like 4 great poets in the Inferno, and Horace is one.
Oh, okay. Yes. Of course, of course. Isn't it funny how we all find books? Like, a lot of times it's like, oh, well, my favorite author recommended this person.
Yes, it all goes back to Dante for me.
All
Did
roads
Dante
lead to
like it?
Dante. Yes. Okay. Nearing the end of VHD book 5. The Stuff of Dreams, really cool story. VHD. What is... Oh, is that the Vampire Hunter series? Or is that different? Curious. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's exciting. Okay, I think I caught everything. Now we gotta catch back up. Just do the stripes. Thank you. That was a really good biography. Same. I have a bright blue kettle that I got for it was a wedding present from grandma. Interesting. In the room. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Reach chapter 8 and loving the story so far. That's so exciting, Kelly. Well, what did you say you were reading, Kelly? I can't remember. Hi, Krista.
Yes, Krista, you've had the life-changing effect of an electric kettle. British people have only been telling us to get them for who knows how long, but they're right.
Fascinating. You know, actually, I just remembered. I think my mother-in-law used to microwave her tea, but she has an electric kettle now. This is the wave of the future, apparently. Or the current wave? Apparently everybody but me has one. What tea do you drink, Krista? Learned something interesting about Dante recently. He never mentioned hell having bad air because smog didn't exist back then.
That is interesting.
Wow. That is fascinating. Smog existed. Wow. That is fascinating. Everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was reading just the other day, like how different translations of the Bible are such an interesting snapshot of the time in which they were translated, because contemporary people would put in reference to stuff that maybe is not even relevant to us anymore.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. Microwave tea doesn't stay as hot. Oh, interesting. That's true. It seems like it microwaves like some of the water, not all of the water.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you stir it, it's like lukewarm. Cocoa. That's what I used to probably drink the most when I could drink hot things. And for oatmeal. Fascinating.
Yeah, grits. I heat my kettle up and I make grits. For those of you who are not in the South, grits are God's gift to us. They are like little corn meal things. It's a porridge, But I realized I made grits one time on my channel and everyone was like, what on earth are you eating? What is that? It looks like paste. And I realized I didn't explain, but grits, you just pour hot water in and they make a good little yummy breakfast.
When we were in the South, like I eat oatmeal every day usually, but they didn't have oatmeal every day. They had grits, like instant grits packets. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, but there's no fiber in this. What's
Yeah,
the point?
not the same thing. Not going to keep you full as long, but they are delicious.
Emily agrees.
Yes.
I don't think I've really had grits other than that instant kind. Now I'm fascinated though. I kind of want to try them because I love cornbread. So I love cornmeal,
Mm-hmm.
especially with like loads of honey and butter. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Some people put honey in their grits, which I think is kind of odd. But some
Put it.
like you can put cheese in them and you can make it a meal. Like you can make a breakfast casserole or you
Mm.
can make it like a dinner meal, like polenta, like Italian polenta, and put
Ah,
shrimp on it.
okay.
Shrimp and grits.
Oh, shrimp and grits. I have
Mhm.
heard that. Yes, that sounds yummy. Yes, I was wondering that too. Yeah, it would be interesting.
I saw not too long ago, Tony, and this might be interesting to you too, Christy,
Hmm.
but St. Augustine, when he like was writing, the Bible had not been translated well
Oh,
from Greek and Aramaic. And so like he had maybe 2 or 3 books of the Bible that were in good translation. And the Psalms were one of them, and like I think 1 or 2 of the Gospels, and most of the Psalms were combined.
wow.
So they didn't separate out until later, which I thought was interesting.
That is interesting.
And I wonder who decided to break them apart like that.
Yeah. I've heard that about ver I don't remember which parts of the Bible, but the chapters were added later to clarify for people, but they weren't in the originals and the verses and everything. It was like added later.
Hmm. That makes
Just
sense.
wild. Yeah.
If you're writing a letter, like
Right,
if you think
right.
about that, that's kind of,
Yeah. You don't write your letter in verses
we should
unless
start doing that. We should all start writing letters and be like, sentence 1.
uh, yes. That makes
That's
sense.
the burden, Garrett, down here
Mhm.
in the South. When you start turning on the stove and it gets so hot in there. That's why I've microwaved water.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. With butter and salt. That sounds really good.
Mhm. I'm
So,
making that in the morning.
are
Sounds
grits
good.
mostly savory then? Usually?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting. I remember reading in Farewell to Manzanar that like they served rice there one day and they were like, "Oh, this is going to be such a treat for everybody," but they put canned peaches on top of it. And because rice was normally eaten savory for those people who were in the camps, it was like they like ruined the rice by trying to
Yeah.
make it sweet when it's supposed to be savory. I was like, that's really sad. Couldn't you have just asked? Would you like some peaches with your rice? And they would have said no. Ah, okay, I know, right? I love Blue Letter Bible. I thought about trying to tackle Greek or Hebrew because I would love to read the Bible in the original languages, but they don't have G-pop or H-pop to help learn, so I don't think I'd have the motivation. Yes, I forgot. I hope you're really loving it, Kelly. Ooh, yum.
Yeah, you know the good stuff then, Tony. The breakfast biscuit.
Biscuits and gravy that's a great breakfast right there. Mm. Kevin is so lucky. He's actually had real fry bread, like from a native family. He went to a reservation once and they made him fry bread, and I'm so jealous.
Wow.
He said it was so good.
I want us to adopt the British fry up. Like I want those little potato cakes
Yes.
and grilled tomatoes. I think they should be with every meal. The grilled tomatoes.
Grilled tomatoes. That's really, really good. I usually do that in the summer. Ooh,
Ooh.
that is good to know.
I have the Oxford complete odes and epodes. If I can find my camera, this is what I have. This is like my favorite painting. I love this painting.
Ooh, that is so nice. Who painted it? Do you know?
I think he was Dutch. It probably says yes, Lawrence Alma-Tadema, and he was Dutch. The Roses of Heliogabalus. He was like a Roman emperor who threw a rose party.
Ooh, a rose party. I've heard of cherry blossom parties. I've never heard of a rose party. People in the past knew how to throw
They
knew how to
did.
throw parties. All right. uh, chocolate gravy. Mmm. That sounds really yummy. I've never even heard of that. That sounds like a cupcake.
I'm hungry now.
I know, right? Bye, Penny.
Bye, Penny.
We love you. Hello.
Hello.
I was just wondering, are we all up for another sprint? I feel like we've been chatting so much that I haven't created as many sprints as we normally do. But it's getting kind of late. What do you feel like, Jenny?
I might have to call it quits.
Okay. Yes. What time is it? Yeah, 6:45. Yeah. It's getting pretty late over there. Okay. Wow. That is fascinating. Garrett, you know so much about like all things biblical. It's really fascinating. Thanks for coming, Stephanie. Hugs.
Bye, Stephanie.
I know you guys are all up for another. You guys are like up late tonight. It's only Thursday night, you know? You still have another day. All right. Bye, Tony. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here tonight.
3 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming and chatting. It was really fun. And I hope you got some reading in, even though it was a very chatty stream tonight. And we'll see you next month.
Yes.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.